Hey, it looks like we're live. Welcome to the Scoop with Barb. I am back going live. What is up with that? I have had a summer. Welcome to anybody new coming in and also my regulars that I've probably mostly lost because I don't go live much. We're going to talk about the Trump assassination attempt. And it's been there's been a lot of news about it, but you don't hear much on mainstream news. And like, when was a presidential assassination attempt not a huge deal? It's this political cycle that we're in and the speed of news coverage that moves so fast that we don't know hardly anything more than we knew when it first started. I guess it's like we don't need to know what happened. But if you're interested in talking about this and looking at some things that I found, stay tuned.
Hey everyone, you're tuned in to the Scoop with Barb, bringing you the important updates and information you need to know. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. Now, the first thing I want to look at is let's just take a look at the raw video of when this happened. Of course, at this point, nobody knew anything. The first thing that happened, well, my first thing was I was looking at my regular news sources, and this one off, not a big news source, there was just one story about fireworks at a Trump rally. I'm looking at that and I'm like, okay, And then not a minute or two later, I start seeing all these news sources. And the first thing we saw was the redheaded guy talking about pointing at there's a man on the roof, there's a man on the roof. And that's when we first were keyed in. But my first reaction, I can't reenact, but, and I'm not saying that um, Trump staged it. I don't know. I don't know who staged it or if it was even staged. It could have just been a major mess up from the Secret Service, the local police, the state police. There's already been some back and forth between them. They were supposed to do this, and there was, hey, Ginger, they were supposed to be there, and they were supposed to be there. Local guys were like, we told them to put snipers on that roof. Then there's a lot of people on YouTube, these people that do reenactments of the 3D layouts and all this stuff, and they were saying that there were shooters hidden in those rooms underneath in that second story of that building behind where he was. And if they did, they would have been able to see him. And so there's just all these like rumors floating around about, and two, right after it happened, everybody was like, Trump's got it won now because, you look like the hero, you survived. But my first reaction, okay, and I don't like Trump. I don't like Trump. But my first reaction was that it was staged. Again, I don't know if it was or not. It just seemed hokey that you get hit on your ear, and then you go to the ground. And I did hear Trump say, we train, that's how we train. So it was right around the time this happened. I was afraid that he let something slip, but I never heard it anywhere else. And of course, they should train. They should be trained. Here's what happens. And even Trump's had some scares before, not shooting, but you've seen the Secret Service rush him off stage. But okay, so he gets hit in the ear, he goes down, and then they keep him down for a while and they say, shooter's down. How do they know there's only one shooter? Like, how did they know? They wouldn't know. They would not know that there were no more shooters out there. He was on that roof for minutes before and fired 8 shots, allegedly, before he ever got hit. And he got hit twice. And then they hosed off the roof and removed all the stages and everything so that nobody could come back in later. When do you ever see the FBI hosing off a roof? Might not have been an FBI, but the FBI had been, or the Secret Service had been up there. There's a man in a suit up there. He's talking and everything. We might go to some of those videos. But let's just watch. Yes, Betty Boop, and he's in my thumbnail. And his family should have been invited to and I'm pretty sure I have an interview with them. They're upset about everything. He lost his life. Somebody obviously was shooting in, at least in the crowd. If it was set up, it could be that they told this kid, because he trained at a shooting range with all kinds of military and police forces. And so they could have said, fire into the crowd, don't hit Trump, and Trump got hit by not the bullet, but fragments of something that it hit. It is, Ginger. It's a big old mess. It's a big old mess. And also I saw a reenactment that if a bullet of that caliber even grazed your ear, it probably would blow your whole ear off. It's not like a piece of glass would cut you and that would pretty much be it. We got no doctor's report from the hospital. This is a presidential candidate who was a former president who was injured in a shooting. We got no official reports from the hospital. We got no reports officially from what happened. The FBI said he was hit by a bullet. So I guess the buck stops there. The Secret Service director resigned after she was grilled by the House and Senate. She was grilled and grilled, didn't know anything about anything. All right, we're going to watch this now. Because I just rant about I've been down so many rabbit holes on this. And I just want to talk about it. Maybe nobody in here listening, but I just want to talk about it.
It's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Move in there. Hold. Are you ready? On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go.
Hawkeye's here.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stand.
Spare, get ready.
You ready?
You know what? I should Tony.
We good.
Maybe I should make
You see the
it.
agents surrounding the former president there.
Let's go.
Which is what they are trained to do. They're all wearing bulletproof vests. And you can see sort of the crowd stunned right now. I heard a lot of reactions earlier that they thought maybe that those pops were fireworks, and probably not sure what to think right now. And then you see President Trump getting up and the Secret Service, as is protocol surrounding him, waiting until they know that the shooter. I think you heard on this, Mike, that they're saying that the shooter has been apprehended or the shooter has been taken out or something to that effect. And that's when they know that they're safe to leave the stage. So very scary moments indeed, those pops. I mean, this is something that too many folks in the United States have witnessed and been privy to over the last several years with mass shootings. And of course, here in Chicago, especially last 4th of July, 108 shot and 19 killed. This was an AR-15, apparently, according to what we've heard, an automatic weapon, something that
I muted my mic. Okay. Yes, Betty, his ear healed up really quick, and but at the convention he wore this big maxi pad thing on his ear. I don't have any maxi pads here. I would go get one. Maybe this would be easier to a square looking bandage. And then a few days later, and he didn't require stitches. We were told that much. And a few days later, they showed his ear, or he was in public, and he had no injury on his ear. Now, some people say that he had a blood capsule and now, if it was all staged, I'm just saying again, and everything I'm saying is my opinion. I've watched a lot of stuff and there's something hinky about this. I don't know who. It could have been maxi pads. Yeah. It could have been, the Democrats. It could have been other Republicans. It could have been him staging it. It's just all so weird. So I wish y'all would talk back to me. I wish somebody would tell me what happened. Maxi pad days are long over. Okay, I want to watch this and tell you what my thoughts were when it happened. I'm going to stop it when it happens. Okay, let's go.
It's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Okay, those were the three. There were 3 shots. They went boom, boom, boom. And then they go boom, 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 boom. 5 of them. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, 5. There were 5. Supposedly, these were all shot from his, the killer's gun. So Trump goes down.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
There's 1 shot. It looks like the second. It might have been the first. And he reaches up to his ear. I didn't see any blood on his hand at that point. But they said that he had blood on his hand.
Look what happened.
I don't see it, but I don't have it slowed down probably enough to see it. He's obviously shrinking back from something. Something hit him in his ear, I think. The crowd doesn't even realize what's going on. Me, if I saw the president go down, and I've been this close touching a former president, up close and in person, and if I heard firecracker sounds and he went down and Secret Service jumped on him, I would have been going down. That didn't sound right. I would be going down to the ground when I was in the presence of former President Bill Clinton. Now he goes down. Some of the crowds, going, they're ducking, and some of them are just like, Now he's down at some point. I think people are screaming because they saw other people bleeding. The one man, is it Comperatore? He was shot in his head. Nikki says, oh yeah. And there was another thing too, Ginger. Does he have PTSD? Because that would have been, well, first of all, if you're the target, it's your rally, you're the target, and you're not scared now. Now, that would be a real champion who didn't have any kind of PTSD, and they're not in the least bit more afraid than they were the day before. I wouldn't be that way. I wouldn't even, I'm like, well, I don't want to go to a rally. Maybe they're going to try to shoot anybody. I don't know. And Nikki says, I'm a Democrat. And I'm not evil or insane, but you're welcome to your opinion. I'm glad you're here. They are trying anything to get rid of him. I think my opinion is if the Secret Service was in on it or one of the local police, I just feel like they would have succeeded. I think the kid was shooting at the crowd and Trump got hit by something. I think the Democrats had done this, it would have not failed. That's what I think. And, the news cycle went boom because a few days later, Joe Biden stepped down been a great president for me, but it's not, he doesn't need to move forward. Everybody knew that. And that's why everybody's so excited about Kamala, because now we've got somebody young enough to be a president. Yeah, I'm not really high on either party, but I am a Democrat. So just so y'all know, Betty Dan Boop says she can't see Nikki. If I were shot at like that, my pants would be wet. Well, exactly. Exactly. You would, well, first of all, okay, we'll go back. I get sidetracked, but I appreciate y'all interacting. I really love that. Thank you.
Move it there. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Move. Go.
Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stair. Get ready.
Watch these Secret Service agents on the stage walking around. They're walking around, and sometimes they're looking at him. I'm like, why aren't you looking out at the crowd behind him? But you're looking down at him like, what? You're not going to shoot him. There is one point where it looks like they put a gun up to him, but you can't tell because the way camera angles and all that. But that was when they get over by the car. But these guys walking around the stage. Watch them.
You ready?
You know what? I should put Tony.
We good?
You see the agents surrounding the former president there,
Let's go.
which is what they are trained to do. They're all wearing bulletproof vests.
You can see sort of the crowd stunned right now. I heard a lot of reactions earlier that they thought maybe that those pops were fireworks, and probably not sure what.
Right there, he said, let me get my shoes. And somebody's got his hat. One of the Secret Service agents grabbed his hat. His shoes were later thrown off the stage. I don't know if it's in this video. I've watched a lot of videos. Yeah, Nikki. Yeah, well, as far as parties go, I just want to move forward and not go back. And I just don't think that with all the technology and everything that we have now, that we can go back to like Little House on the Prairie days. But I don't know. And no, I don't agree with everything that happens in that the Democrats are for. No way. I'm not. No, I would be under the bleachers too, Betty Dan Boop. And also, I would be running. Later on, there's a cop over there. I know it's not in this video, and he's just telling them to get down after Trump's gone. And okay, why do they need to get down when you said the shooter's down and Trump's already gone? Nobody's going to be shooting anymore. So here's where he asked for his shoes, and the Secret Service guy's got his hat.
What to think right now, and then you see President Trump.
And look right here, like if there were other snipers out there, what if the sniper? Okay, it came from the left side, the side I'm on your screen, and then he's standing right here. What if there was a sniper back here? Well, they got two buildings behind him with two snipers each, two sniper teams of two. And then, okay, so he's right clear right here, right there in the middle of those Secret Service agents. A sniper could easily take that shot. Easily. They should be dragging him, carrying him. Usually they would have knocked him off the back of that stage. That's as low as you could get off the stage. Get off the stage. I think the front of this stage is metal. That's what they said they usually use those. And so
What to think right now, and
right there, body shot, headshot. Now this woman over here, this Secret Service agent that's so weird at the end trying to put her gun in and everything, she was in the team that went out, because they go out before, like a week or two before, and plan where everything's going to be. She was on that team, this Secret Service agent right here that couldn't holster her gun.
Then you see President Trump getting up and the Secret Service, as is protocol surrounding him, waiting until they know that the shooter, I think you heard on this, Mike, that they're saying that the shooter has been apprehended or the shooter has been taken out.
And then pop your head up, fight, fight, fight. Okay. Again, that was when I thought it was all fake. When I first saw this, I'm like, how do you have the wherewithal to jump up and look just like Hitler did? There's a picture. Well, there's another picture where he's got a woman around him, and it looks like just like a Hitler picture that's out there. Ginger thinks that people in power from both parties are influenced. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot about money. I don't watch MSM either, except some YouTube clips. It's just weird because this isn't on the mainstream media, at least not the clips and, all my news sources that I use. They don't talk about it. Okay, right there. Fight, fight, fight. Full face. Full face.
Out or something to that effect, and that's when they know that they're safe to leave the stage.
And they don't know they're safe, because how would you know in that instant that there wasn't another shooter? Who is that dumb? There could have been more shooters. 4 more. There could have been 100.
So very scary moments indeed, those pops. I mean, this is something that
if we were watching from the right camera angle that I've seen, his whole chest is showing. His whole chest. I think this is the one with this girl right here, this woman, Secret Service agent, and his whole chest is exposed and his head completely. They aren't very good at what they do.
Too many folks in the United States have witnessed and been privy to over the last several years with mass shootings. And of course, here in Chicago, especially last 4th of July, 108 shot and 19 killed. This was an AR-15, apparently, according to what we've heard, an automatic weapon, something that especially Democratic politicians have been trying to put a ban on again.
There's his whole head the whole time, especially if they're up on a roof.
In the United States, most of these mass shootings.
There you go. Let's step up into the SUV, raise our arm, and pop our head up. Yeah. Let's just do that, because you already got the shooter. He's down. We're still arguing about the Kennedy shooting, that there was more than one shooter. We're still arguing about that. That poses indicative of the World War II American soldiers holding flag in Iwo Jima. Yeah. But it also is very copycat of the Hitler. There's a Hitler photo.
Happening with these automatic weapons, and it remains a debate that's raging in terms of
See, she can't holster her gun.
What to do about that.
And when you watch this again, I noticed there are almost like 2 separate rounds of volleys of shots fired. One would expect maybe the first was from the gunman, the second round was from the Secret Service agents once they located him on the roof.
I know when it first happened, everybody was talking about these female Secret Service agents and saying that they're DEI. Is that the right initials? And look at all these people. Okay, he's been hit. He has blood on him. They're taking him into the SUV.
There are almost like 2.
And look at the crowd.
To do about that.
And when you watch this again, I noticed there are almost like 2 separate rounds of volleys of.
Why is the crowd not scared? These people are right by his car. If anybody was trying to shoot him, still, why aren't they like laying down on the ground? They're all like, whoop, whoop, whoop. I guess you would think he's okay if the
shots fired. One would expect maybe the first was from the gunman, the second round was from the Secret Service agents once they located him on the roof outside the secure perimeter.
And I think that's what they were saying earlier, that the second round that you heard were the Secret Service agents, and now you see them in the presidential motorcade taking him to the hospital. They took him to a local hospital right away where they examined him, and that's where he said, or his campaign said very soon after, that he was fine.
He was fine. He was okay.
Yeah.
It's a little bit.
He was fine. He's okay. So, yeah, he went to the hospital and he's okay. Now, let's have a look at this. This is this is some stuff on Twitter that's been going and okay, this is funny because this isn't anything to do with that, but people are making fun of Kamala because I guess she said she used 8 Doritos. Let me get this down. She ate Doritos when she was stressed or something, and so they went. I mean, obviously this was staged. This little thing they're doing. Yeah, supposedly, Ginger, there never was a person on the water tower. That was just a big shadow. And then there was a video where you could see what looked like a bike or motorcycle speeding away from near the water tower. Come to find out, that was supposedly the horse that woman was riding with the Trump flag, but she didn't have the Trump flag anymore. Yeah, Betty. I mean, see, it just depends on which rabbit hole you go down and which person you listen to. Because I thought there was somebody up there too. And then the guy who said there was somebody up there was saying that there was a shooter in the tree. None of that was part of the area that the Secret Service had said was going to be covered. Even the building that he was on wasn't part of the, where they keep you out. Well, they could have gone another 400 yards and put fences up and maybe kept it from happening. I don't know. Okay, here's what this guy's saying. This is all people on Twitter saying that it was staged. This guy says if it wasn't staged, then why no blood on his hand or collar? It was pouring out of his ear, according to Trump. Why nothing from the doctors that treated him to substantiate his claims? Pictures, etc. It all got hush-hush really fast. Who does? Make fun of who? I make fun of her because she repeats the same things like a recording on a loop. I don't know who she's talking about. Kamala? Now, here's Trump right after it happened. To me, those look like cuts on his face. Oh, Kamala. They look like cuts on his face. But also, there was a picture of him on the ground where he's, it could have like dripped down. I think they said ears are really, really big bleeders. Kind of like when you get when you get hit in the head, there's a lot of blood. And so at some point, one of the Secret Service agents had a towel. I don't know why they would have a towel. Maybe it was his hanky. I don't know. It looked like a towel with blood on it. I just don't. You're going to let him stand up like that. You're going to let him stand up. You don't know if there's another shooter. It's just it's got to be something's wrong here. Here's what happened when Reagan was shot at. Hey, Rosie. They practically, buried him with their bodies. Hey, what are y'all doing in here? I got doggies. And then you got Trump standing up with his head in clear view. let's look at this. I don't know how to blow that up though. So it's not pouring out. Blood's not pouring out of his ear. If it was, it would be dripping down. And why is there none on his collar? I promise you, if he was hit by a bullet, and I know the FBI said he was hit by a bullet. They said it. I heard him say it. He would have, I mean, unless it was so far away that he just got the little, like way out here. That's not very much damage from a AR-15 or whatever very powerful rifle. Very powerful. So, I mean, there's ways that Trump could have staged it. Again, I'm just saying what I've heard, and I'm not saying that Trump staged this. It would have been, could have won him the presidency because it was a boost, but then the news cycle, it's gone. Yeah, I remember when Reagan was shot too. Yeah, he was a ball, and that Brady guy was actually here. Let me hold on a minute. Let me see this. Here, I got one that's wanting my attention. This Rosie, that Brady guy had mental defects from it. Hey, Rusty, I got both of them in here now. Okay. Y'all were little kids. So yeah. Right. Yeah, the Brady law. Brady law. All right. Now if I got shot at, I don't think I would be able to just stand up and say, fight, fight, fight. And then, was it just a couple of days later, they had the picture of him with the flag, and they had merch. They've got all this merch made with Trump from the Trump shooting. Look at Rosie. She's up here. She's on TV. Okay. Okay, here's the picture I was talking about earlier. I don't think you could reenact something like that in real time, but yeah, that's Rosie. That's my Rosie Boo. See what I'm saying? Stage. This guy says 1,000. Oh, infamous Lucia says 1,000% staged. He's only fooling the cult. The Trump campaign staged it. She's my old girl. She's my old girl. Hey, Rusty. Rusty's jealous. He's been in the hospital. He was in the hospital for 2 days. Yeah, Ginger, I mean, just because I vote a particular way and because I believe in certain things doesn't mean that I don't see shady in all of it. I hate politics. I hate lying. And so when you're talking about politics and you're talking about people lying, and this could be set up too. This Rosie, yeah, Rusty's okay. He's just took his last antibiotic. No, he just took his last steroid. Thank you. We've had quite a. I guess I'm just going to talk about it for a minute. We've had quite a few weeks over here. Rusty was in the hospital for 2 days. He had what looked like stroke symptoms, but it was vestibular. It's like an inner ear thing. And so very scary for me. It had started on a Sunday. I think I was live when I was talking about it. And he's okay. He's good. He came home from the hospital, and a day or two later, mostly his symptoms were gone. The steroids make him drink a lot of water and pee a lot. So I've got Rosie's old. and he's we go outside about every hour. So now here is another one about it being staged. Oh, and then last week we've been having trees fall. Y'all know I had a whole tree fall in my yard, and then a huge branch, size of a tree, fell in my yard. Those 2 years ago, and then recently, and then some branches fell on my neighbor's house, and because they couldn't get to those big branches, they wrote it in where they removed all 3 trees. They were here around my house, in my yard, doing all this from my yard with machinery, big machinery. Yeah, Ginger. And so they hit my house with a tree, and they were supposed to fix it, and they broke some other stuff. So it's just been really tough couple of weeks for me. I've been trying to go live, but we've been having all this stuff going on, and the trees are down. I got no shade now. I've got no shade on my house. It's like it's just sitting out in no shade at all. So I'm getting blackout curtains and all kinds of stuff. Okay. Here's Noelle saying, if it wasn't staged, Trump would be screaming the house down every day, demanding accountability and investigations. To me, it seems like it just got so quiet. Like, that makes me think something's up because it got so quiet. That's why I'm going with Trump, but it's all our right to vote who we feel is best. Oh, thanks, Ginger. Yeah, I'm trying to go live now. I've got a goal. I'm not going to say what it is, but I have a goal. So yeah, that's that. And then
I was hit. I knew it because when I touched, there was blood pouring all over my hand. I was hit. I knew it because when I touched, there was blood pouring all over my hand. I was hit. I knew it.
There wasn't blood pouring anywhere. I don't call that. I mean, I've had a that much blood from shaving my leg. You know, cutting myself while shaving a leg. And also, when has a president ever got shot at and nobody talks about it a few days later? He doesn't. I think he'd be talking about it like crazy. They're trying to kill me. These people are all saying it's staged, but I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that. But Scar Aficionado said, no doubt in my mind it was staged. This was also the turning point where support started to slide. No damage to his ear, no medical reports, and too many unanswered questions. And what if a Republican, what if he didn't even know it was staged? And then he's got shoes coming out. Fight, fight, fight. He put it on his shoe. Raise your hand if you believe the Trump assassination was 100% staged. None of the agents cover his head or tackle him to the ground to hide him from additional shooters. Security missed an accessible roof line, and then within seconds knew the entire perimeter was safe. That's what gets me. You don't know. How would you freaking know? The people who were injured haven't been talked about either. Nope. Haven't heard a word from them. Nobody, I don't see anybody interviewing them. Let me see if I can find that video. I think just give me a minute here. I think I saved to watch later. You got to go to your and then you got to go watch later. Corey's family. Yes, let's watch this. Let's listen to what Corey's family said. Now, he's the guy that lost his life. He lost his life.
My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy.
Hello again, party people, and welcome back to the channel. The family of Corey has spoken out for the first time. Corey's wife said Corey took a bullet for him being President Trump.
Out to the hero firefighter who was killed protecting his family during the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. This morning, we're hearing from his family in an exclusive interview with ABC Pittsburgh affiliate WTAE. Aaron Katursky joins us now with the story. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning to you, Lindsay. This family was reluctant to speak out, but we're hearing from them for the first time since the volunteer firefighter was killed in the attack on former President Trump. This is the family he died protecting.
He definitely was a hero. He saved his wife, he saved his child, and he was just the best guy. He was just the best.
This morning, Helen Comperatore and her daughters are speaking out for the first time about Corey Comperatore, the volunteer fire chief who threw himself onto his family during the gunfire at former President Trump's rally last month in Butler, Pennsylvania.
I don't know if y'all saw the videos. I just thought this was weird too. He was obviously deceased. His head was covered in a towel, and they just drag him out by all fours. Now, to me, I find that really weird because it's a crime scene, okay? It's a crime scene, and they're dragging him out for what reason? Get the people out. If you think there's still shooters there, why did you get Trump up on a stage and walk him out? Why wasn't he? I mean, I know he's a big guy, but those guys could pick him up, drag him. But yeah, these people, they lost their hero. And I think they're not getting any attention. They're getting a lot of money though.
I'm angry, obviously. My husband took a bullet for him, but, that unfortunately was the plan that day.
In an interview airing on our Pittsburgh affiliate WT.
She said apparently that was the plan that day. Is she thinking that does she mean God's plan? Or is she thinking that it was all set up and he lost his life because the plan was to shoot into the crowd? I mean, if you wanted to stay, I don't believe any president, any candidate or anybody staging it would say, yeah, go shoot the president. No. That one of the theories was that the kid's just up there. A lot of people were saying this, and the shooters were actually one of the cops or secret, one of the people there to protect everyone actually was doing it, and he was told not to shoot until he got the signal, which they said was another person shooting. And then he started shooting into the crowd, but there were those 8 shots. And at first they thought the first 3 that go boom, 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 those first 3 sounded different than the next 5 that went boom, 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 boom. There's just a lot going on. We probably never know. That's right, Betty. Yeah, he a firefighter who saves other people's lives lost his life going to a rally. You should be able to be safe at a rally, but you should also be able to be safe going to school.
TAE, daughter Allison recalled the moment shots rang out, a memory still vivid and painful.
I was the one that my dad threw down. As he was throwing me down, that was when he was shot. He ended up falling onto me. I was confused and I went, Dad. And when I turned is whenever he fell down, and that's when I started screaming, and I was instantly I was trying to keep him from bleeding, and somebody had thrown down a towel. So somebody behind us must have seen what was going on, and I was just I was just holding it there and just screaming for anybody to help.
His family wants Comperatore remembered as more than the person killed in the assassination attempt of the former president.
He isn't just the guy that got shot at the rally. He was a husband, a father, a son, an uncle, and he was the glue to our family. He was our strength. He was everything to us, and that is what got taken from this world.
A GoFundMe has raised millions of dollars for the family, but as grateful as Helen is for the money and the support, she knows it will never bring Corey back.
I talk to him anyway, and the only thing that ever comes out of my mouth is, I'm sorry this happened to you. But I know he would want me to get to the bottom of it. I know he would.
What you need, buddy?
To get answers to what happened, she's hired an attorney to help her find answers and get justice.
I want justice for my husband, and I'm going to get it.
They specifically want answers from security at the rally.
I just want them to know that I really think my dad's blood is on their hands, and I hope they wake up every day thinking about what they took from our family, because we have to wake up every day and see that image of our father in our head, and no child should ever have to see that.
She says that like she's blaming them. I wonder if the family thinks that it was all. When I say staged, it's not necessarily staged by Trump or Trump's people. It could have been staged by anybody. But if your husband lost his life there, you would want, it's not the money, it's the compassion. Give some compassion to these people. Money's not coming from the government either, or from Trump. I mean, when he was I didn't watch the convention, but I had that picture in my thumbnail of Trump with the fireman's suit, and he's kissing it, the hat, I think his hard hat. And it just makes me go, that was just like a prop up there. He didn't even have the family. I don't know if he invited them. You would think he would.
This is Corey, his wife in the middle, and one of the daughter's boyfriend or husband in the left grandstand. This is Dr. Jim in the white shirt starting to make his way over to help Corey.
I just still can't believe they stood him up like that.
I'm a emergency department doctor. I've said this before, but I went into muscle memory, which is what we do when something's like that. And all I could hear was a voice in my head saying, go, they need you. Go do something, help that person. And so I clambered over the bodies. I hope there was not a video showing me that I fell as I was trying to get to Corey.
Dr. Jim said that he hoped there wasn't video of him falling down.
Okay, Ginger.
And of course, only I, Real Justice, king of the case, captured his fall.
I gotta turn that music off. Nothing else. I don't know if I just saw somebody, if I heard those sounds and then I saw the president do that and then go to the ground and the Secret Service jumps on him and then they walk him out. even if I couldn't see the blood on his ear. And then you see this guy, because all these people right there could see this guy, all of them. It just seems like to me that I would have run, because I would have known that it wasn't fireworks. Maybe it sounded like fireworks at first. I don't know. The family, we probably shouldn't even watch this part, because they're going to carry him out of there. Oh, yeah. No, we don't want to see that. No. No, I don't want to show that. This wasn't edited out. But there's the crowd.
I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot,
Okay,
he's been
baby.
shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around and was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There's lots of...
Who was it? Do you know? This is not Trump, though. This is another person.
Yeah. So Trump's not here.
And it was, you said he got hit on his head?
Yeah.
Were you in the vicinity of where Trump was?
I was on the side. I was with a special guest.
Are you okay?
I'm Rico Elmore, but I just military reactions.
Yeah.
Rico Elmore, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Rico, could you start by telling us why you were there at the Trump event at the Butler Showgrounds?
I just think they're just going to talk about yeah, that was mostly I wanted to show y'all what the family was saying, and I'm taking it that they're not too hip on it all. That something's wrong. There's something wrong here, and I don't know like the answers. I'm trying to find the answers, and I try to only watch people that seem reasonable. And I don't ever believe everything they say. I just look at it and I think about it. I've watched thousands of videos. If you think the coward who spent an hour during a protest in a bunker designed for terrorist attacks jumped up during a so-called assassination attempt and fist pumped, you're out of your mind. This is what this ex-person says. He lied and let thousands die of COVID. He has no regret for anyone's life but his. Staged. Well, you have that. Okay, here's this person saying that he must have rehearsed this heroic vignette for hours. And even then, there it is, the tell. That quick vanity impulse. Does my hair look okay? As his hand goes up to check it. Now what? Oh, right. Look at the camera, pump arm, yell, fight, fight, fight. That's what this person's saying. I mean, again, I don't know. This is the man who avoided the military and makes fun of people in the military who got held as prisoners of war or who got shot. But now he got shot and he's a hero. A stranger. He wasn't a stranger and a human being. Yes. What you doing, Rusty? He needed his shoes. I don't know, y'all. Come on. You just like your reaction after that happened. Now, a military person who had been shot at would react in the way some of these others did, run into that victim and getting down, however you normally would react to gunfire. I don't know how somebody who had never, like, I don't know what I would do if I was like there and I heard those gunshots and saw this happening, because we don't know how we're going to react. Thanks for being here, Betty. Bye. All right. Let's see. This is the day after this was July 26th. So this was 13 days after the shooting. He's got no physical marks. So we went from maxi pad to no visible marks. Somebody lost their life that day. Many will have PTSD. Does Trump have PTSD? Because there's rumors that some of the mental meltdowns he's having, supposedly backstage at home, wherever, that he's just losing it. He posts like hundreds of posts on his Truth Social. Look at his ear. I mean, I don't see where it had anything on it. I don't know. This was staged. Yeah, I don't want to be. Let's see what they saying. The assassination. Okay, shooter was promised huge payment for firing over the crowd. Was told it would be okay if he hit 2 to 3 attendees to make it look realistic. This is just somebody's theory, not mine. I'm just reading what they're saying. He didn't realize he would never see any payment. No, you too dumb to know you're going to die. Trump slapped his ear with a fake blood capsule, most likely obtained from friend at WWE. Remember, Trump is real big into wrestling, the stage wrestling that they do with fake throwdowns, and you've watched it, all of that stuff. Prearranged private doctor visit with unlicensed Ronnie Jackson, the doctor who said Trump aced his cognitive test. Trump got his wish and riled the crowd, getting sympathy from many. You see why people think this? There's a lot of reasons to think this was staged, even by Trump. Again, I'm not saying he was. You'd have to be able to prove that to say it. Oh, here's a good example. All right. That's just a little brief, tiny rundown of what's been going on. I think I'll come back and discuss this again, maybe showing some of the different 3D map shooting things that I'm watching. I can go over one of those if anybody's interested. And I may and I may not, if something comes up. If anybody's interested, if you're interested, I know I don't have a lot of people watching. If you watch the replay, or you're still here and you're interested, just comment that you're interested, I guess. If you're watching on replay, comment that you want to see more of this. If you're new to my channel, I do cover a lot of different things. It's kind of a downfall for me because I don't stay on one topic. And I've been wanting to cover this for a couple weeks, but again, I had a sick dog in the hospital, and we've had 104-degree temperatures, and also tree trimmers all around my house and on my porch, and it was just chainsaws and machinery, like a thing that the bucket goes up, the guy goes up, and they're swinging from trees, and it just wasn't conducive to my mental health for me to even try to come in do this. So anyway, appreciate y'all joining in chat. And also, if you're watching the replay, thanks for watching. And please subscribe and like this video so it can get out to the, into the algorithm. Once again, I'm going to try to build up my live stream audience, and you have to start somewhere. I haven't been going live, and I'm going to keep doing this and hopefully get some people who enjoy my content and like to follow me so that I can also enjoy it. It's a lot more fun when people are engaged and interested. So I appreciate that. I'm not, let me just say this for the last time. I'm not saying that Trump staged this. I'm not saying that anybody staged it. I'm saying that there's a lot of fishy stuff. And not only did the shooter lose his life, but also someone in the crowd, a fireman who threw himself on his daughter to protect her and then lost his life. So it wasn't just some little thing that happened. It's something that it's historical. I mean, but yet nobody's talking about it. And by nobody, I mean, we're not like, this just did not get the coverage that the mainstream media would normally give to a situation. So again, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're interested in a lot of different current event topics, which is what I'm going to be covering, and probably a lot of Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever basketball because I'm a huge fan, and they're back playing, and she's came back from the break remarkable after some rest, and they're just tearing it up. So I'm sure I'll be covering that soon live too. But I wanted to get this done because I've been wanting to do it for 2 weeks at least. And again, thanks for being here. Have a great day and be kind to yourself and take care of yourself. Bye.